Чеканной монетой.
Hello everybody and welcome back to 9 to 5-2. It's the third and final map of Inferno about to get underway here as Alternate Attacks came back all the way with an 11-round streak from 14 to 5 to 16-14. They've taken us on to Inferno and now they have the opportunity to close out this series and advance to the playoffs. My name is Protalis and joining me for this one is of course going to be M&J. How are you doing?
Well, I'm not sure how to feel right now. GamerLegion, they've just choked a ridiculous lead. They now come into Inferno. It's their weakest map. It's one of Alternate Attacks' stronger maps. And actually, they've just come off the back of 11 rounds in a row lost. That's going to be so hard to bounce back from, even just mentally. To come into this game with your head held high is going to be very, very difficult. If they can convert this pistol round and they can string together some, and actually, I think that might break this kind of low morale that will be coming through into this map, then they might have a chance with this one. But for my money, Alternate Attack should be taking this map, which is crazy to think, considering 20 minutes ago, this was looking like a clear-cut 2-0 for GamerLegion.
You're right, that was just... It feels like so long ago now. Alternate Attack certainly straight back into things at the moment as this A-site execute about to come through. Look at this crossfire. Alternate Attack's clearly carrying the momentum over from Mirage Zero. What on earth can he hope to get done here? Absolutely nothing as Meerbit takes him out and Alternate Attacks pick up the first.
Oh, that round certainly started to look like possibly the start of the end. Maybe the start of a very, very sad story. I'm certainly not calling anything yet. It's only round number 2, but GamerLegion, they have to pull it out the bag this game. They have to give us some kind of crazy Inferno performance that we haven't seen before. Otherwise, they will just be straight out of this series. Of course, they have just gone for the eco in this round. Got no bomb plant in the pistol. So nothing really for them to work with. It should just be mowed down here by these SMGs, which gives Alternate Attacks a nice little economy boost as well. They're getting super aggressive here. Meerbit able to find himself one. Actually doesn't get greedy and falls right back. That's a smart play from him. Alternate Attacks just playing this well overall so far.
Very clean anti-eco at the moment. They just secure that mid-control and look to clean up these pistols. A strong start on the CT side, exactly what the Germans are going to be looking for. And I think just from a mental perspective, the egos of GamerLegion are going to be pretty much destroyed after that last map, because it wasn't even like they lost a comeback. They lost the comeback without winning a round. Not a single score within all 11 as they let their opponents come back into their own map pick. That is going to hurt them just so much heading into the third and final. And on a map where they've had limited success in the past, I worry for their chances.
This buy round might prove to be quite an important one. If they can convert it, they can close this early gap, start to put up some numbers on their T side. They've got a good opportunity to do so, of course. There's several players on the Alternate Attack side actually going for a bonus round right now, so they are just against a few SMGs here. The issue is the AWP on Slacks actually falls. They They have got 3 players over towards B, but as Slacks goes down, the AWP's not really retrievable from here. He's actually going to go for it. Just narrowly gets away with his life in the process. Things level out into a 2 on each site position now for alternate attacks. That was looking dangerous. For about 20 seconds there, they had 1 player with an MP9 to hold. GamerLegion have got the man advantage here, but alternate attacks have got the read. 2 players stacked up over towards this B site. Rotation actually not coming in as of yet. This AWP needs to connect the shots. But now he gets flashed off the angle. The counter flash comes through though. That's going to allow Stefan to peek into this. But Rusty, the only man not flashed, looks the right way. Comes out on top with it. An error in the backline. Should be able to convert this one too. GamerLegion, this is looking like a very, very strong buy round from them. And they're actually going to go for the save call early on. Alternate attacks. Cut their losses. Want to bring that AWP into the next. For now, GamerLegion don't want to allow that though. They're really hunting.
They really are trying to wrestle these weapons in the favor of their side. Cressy might just be able to get it with the FAMAS here, and they may be able to escape with these rifles. There's scraps of cash surrounding this alternate attack side, so a buy would be questionable. But GamerLegion have done well to open early on.
That AWP been taken away from alternate attacks as well. Really adds insult to injury. GamerLegion now have a fantastic opportunity to level this one up. The issue is that with that bonus round coming through from alternate attacks, they can actually afford to just put a full buyback on the table here. Rifles all round, even an AWP on Slacks right now. A limited utility on a couple of these players, of course, but it's really not too bad at all. And actually, GamerLegion looking like they were going to take more of an aggressive stance early on. Choose not to. Might be the wise decision. Had they have peeked in there, I think Slacks would have got a freebie. Instead, minute 30 on the clock, still a 5v5, and GamerLegion actually been given quite a lot of control to work with. They haven't taken it quite yet, but Apartments not being contested at all, Banana no longer being contested. Until a few seconds ago, Brackets wasn't even contested, so GamerLegion actually given a lot of legroom right now. And alternate attacks need to make sure that their crossfires and their sight hold is on point.
They certainly do. Very little utility available, but time perhaps favouring them as it ticks down. GamerLegion need to advance soon, and alternate attacks appear to be aware of that when they use the smoke to stall for some more time as they await the utility dump. Double nades deal no damage on the A bomb site, unfortunately for GamerLegion, and with 40 seconds left, they're still yet to execute at the moment.
Well, they've sent a lurker over towards A. Now, I'm unsure whether he's trying to find an opener for the bomb to rotate back, or whether he's actually just there to make a fake convincing, try and catch off the rotations. It's looking like the latter, because with 25 seconds on the clock, the bomb is still over towards Banana, but Cressy lands the spam perfectly, gets a second as well. This is an absolute shutdown. Alternate attacks have found the 2 kills that were needed, and now the push comes through with only 10 seconds on the clock. They've got no time to do it, and Stefan lands a spray transfer. Alternate attacks bounce right back the other way. Take it 3-1, and GamerLegion, what do they do here? They really don't have the money to buy into this one. This is not good at all.
It really isn't. They're just going to have to take the eco and suffer the round deficit at this point. That was a vital pickup there for alternate attacks, and Cressy does the necessary work through the smoke, using the gap beautifully just to exploit it for maximum advantage. And Stefan on this boost, that's a fantastic spray transfer there, just to hold true and find both shots, working out brilliantly. And an interesting fact, actually, is that we saw at the start of this map a head-to-head between Slacks and Eero, the 2 AWPers for the side. Slacks clearly winning out that engagement from a statistical perspective, and on Inferno, you know just how lethal AWPers have to be.
Especially on this CT side, Slacks has to be hitting his shots. It was something he did fantastically on Mirage, so I wouldn't be surprised if he brings it into this one. right now, actually forced right off the angle. The utility comes in and doesn't want to contest it. Instead, the Molotov goes down. He peeks from the site, finds himself the first kill, and Scruck comes in from behind and actually finds himself another. Stefan here to support him, so despite the fact he's on 2 HP, no one able to take him out as of yet. The nade will finally do so, and Zero and Mezzy left to pick up the pieces. 3 versus 2 for them to try and clutch up. But this is a tall order for them to pull off.
They look to move into the A-bomb site now. 2-on-3 scenario. And with just 1 AK, Zero really has to be the heavy lifter. Mezzy up close. Of course, they're going to play together in this situation. 2 versus 3 as they look to push forward into Cressy. He goes passive, but swings out at the right time. Might even get both kills here, and he does. Double for the German rifler and a 4th round on the board for alternate attacks.
4-1 they sit now, and GamerLegion actually fully invested into that round. So it does mean that alternate attacks should be able to put a 5th down here. There's no real investment coming through for GamerLegion right now. They've bought 4 Deagles, but only Kevlar on Rusty, which I think is a bizarre one, to be honest. He's down to $1,000 right now, and being the only man with Kevlar, there's really not a lot he can do, especially when he gets tagged down with the nades like that so early on. I don't think there's anything GamerLegion can do in this round. They've given up so much control early on. Alternate attacks really dominating right now, applying loads of pressure. Working out perfect.
3 kills secured already. That's the 4th in the round total now for alternate attacks with the last and Rusty. A Deagle, a bit of body armor, no head armor even to work with against these MP9s. He's being pushed now as well, and he might have just heard that sound cue. Slacks is running around, desperate for bonus cash, and Rusty just peeking either side at the moment to see if he can guess the angle right. Slacks jumping finds the kill, and attacks find 5 on the board with 5 left alive, and this time out gives us an opportunity to talk about esports millions. If you check out at the Esports Bible on Twitter, their pinned tweet has a chance to win a main gear gaming PC. All you have to do is retweet and participate in Esports Millions. Round 2 is now live, and this time Unicorn are offering everyone who participates a chance to win a main gear Vibe Stage 3 gaming PC, and the top 50 answers will share $5,000 of Unicorn bets. This all, of course, is just leading up to that €1 million grand prize during Cups 3 and 4. Anyone who answers 10 questions correctly will win the life-changing sum. Get involved now at ukrn.io/esports millions. Alternate attacks with a bank that is looking very healthy. They're starting to earn some esports millions of their own as they continue to vibe CT round with 5 players alive.
All the odds starting to favor alternate attacks right now as they've come into this second map really, really hot. Slacks does lose the engagement this time. He went super aggressive. Only manages to get the tag in, and whilst they've got the 2-man advantage, they've taken a huge amount of damage. Skrunk's found himself 1 as well onto a full HP player. This is still very, very doable for alternate attacks. Despite the fact they've obviously got the man deficit, they've dealt so much damage right now. They've still maintained the control as well. The issue is that Stefan needs to rotate over towards A. Cressy, he's the only man there. He's stuck in the site. The rotation starts to come through. GamerLegion do the same. And Skrunk seems to be aware of it. He's actually rotating himself early on as the smokes rain over. He should be pretty ready for this one, especially with Cressy opening it up like that. Stefan needs to go huge here on the site. There's 2 low HP players for him to find, and he will have heard the sound cues of them being in pit. Molotov comes through, not going to affect him at all. He hears all the players stacked up over towards short. Skrunk's now here to support him, and he needs to find this shot. Does exactly that. Info on the second as well as he converts it. Goes for the third. Adam needs to find it, and Stefan does all the work. All 3 kills found for him. Retrieves the AWP as well. An alternate attack steal another round away from their opponents.
Struggling to frag a GamerLegion as well at the moment. Struggling to contest these gunfights. They haven't had the full guns out in too many rounds, but they're certainly feeling it here. And alternate attacks, that is a great recovery from a double deficit at the start of the round. They now have, of course, the full gun advantage, and I'm pretty sure they survived with 2 players at the end of that, despite losing 2 at the very start of the round. So it's a great effort to try and save as many weapons as they could. It'll still be slightly costly, but up against these pistols, they just have to make sure they don't do things like that, get over aggressive and allow a rifle to fall into GamerLegion's hands, as they can charge now into a B site absent defense.
They've got the Kevlar to support those rifles as well, so that M4 and AK actually deeming very, very dangerous. The issue is this utility raining in does so much damage, denies the plant as well, but Mirbit charging right through there. I'm not sure if I agree with that one, but Slacks, what on earth does that read? Denies the plant straight through the smoke. He's now in a 1v2. Both of the players are low, and I don't think he knows it, so instead he goes for the AWP, and Adam absolutely cleanly rips his head off with that Tech 9. GamerLegion finally put their second on the board, but that was far too close for comfort.
Super, super close. But GamerLegion are able to put their second up. Without the bomb plant, they didn't get the most cash they could, but they were on max loss bonus, so buying not really a worry for them in this round. And alternate attacks, they have the buyout, they have utility on everyone other than Mirbit, who's kept 1k in the bank without buying any grenades. Aggressively towards Banana go GamerLegion. They boosted over and spotted this out. Mirbit aggressive in mid, who's been punished now. That's a really risky strategy where you need to get the opening kill, unfortunately, and it just doesn't work out there for alternate attacks.
This is where alternate attacks need to reel it in a little bit. They came into this one, they had some really nice setups. They come on top with a couple of the rounds, and they took this early lead. Now, in a few of those rounds, they pulled off some really nice aggressive plays where they got someone into second mid early on. They took that banana control early on, and it worked for them. But now, last round it was shut down. This round it's been shut down. And this is really their time where they need to stop going for those over-aggressive plays. Otherwise, they'll continue to be punished and let this gap slip away from them. Hopefully we don't see the same in the next round. We might not even be seeing a buy in the next round as Error finds himself one more. And we now find ourselves in a 5-on-3 as GamerLegion start to walk up over towards A, where only Cressy is here to deny it.
Spots the smoke, but can't follow up the kill. Zero with a lovely AK-47 headshot. It's Stefan who opens up on the other side of the map, but the A site given away for free. Stefan and Slacks, they have to just try and save their weapons at this point in time. Very unlikely to be a victory in the round. GamerLegion picking up 3 at minimum, and if they can hunt down 6 rounds on the T side, it won't be impossible for them to perform. Alternate attacks probably going to have to drop onto the pistols in this next round and just allow their opponents yet another on the board.
6-3 now. Certainly not as dominant as a 6-1. GamerLegion, they've stepped up. They've started putting some rounds on the board when needed, but it's not really off of the back of them taking initiative and them finding those early picks. It's really just off of the back of alternate attacks getting over aggressive, making mistakes, and really giving GamerLegion that free early kill in the round. And I think as soon as alternate attacks stop doing that, they'll actually have a good chance of just continuing to string together these rounds. We're just going to have to wait and see how that pans out. They are investing around these rifles for now. 2 MP9s pulled out. Just the pistol and the utility on Skrunk. Let's see what they can do with this. I think this is going to be a tall order for them to pull off, but if these MP9s can connect what's needed, then fine, go for it. Let's see what they can do.
There's not nothing in this buy. That's the real key message of the round. Damage can still be dealt, but it is definitely the gamble. Falling back passively this time in either side of alternate attacks, as they know they don't have the firepower advantage. So what they're going to try and do is use cover as deep as they possibly can, deploy utility to stall for as long as they possibly can, and then hope that GamerLegion leave themselves in another position where they don't have enough time to effectively execute onto a bomb site. You saw it happen time and time again on their T side of Mirage. They just wait until the last 20 seconds, and then 2 kills is all it takes to end the round for alternate attacks. This time a flash into Banana is going to buy yet more time. That eats up a good 15 seconds or so, and actually decides to make GamerLegion hit the A site.
they do choose to aggress here, they are going to be walking into a 3-man stack. Slacks connects the first shot onto Adam, not missing anything like that all day. He looks to connect the second, and smoke goes up, but the flash comes through. That's Pretty's cue to peek in, and does a huge amount of damage. Only 1 kill, but it gets Rusty down to 20. With 25 seconds on this clock, they have to get onto this site, and Meerbit still in the mini pit area. So dangerous with this MP9, especially with Rusty on low HP. Should be able to convert this one. Does exactly that. That denies the bomb plant further. They still can't get rid of him. There we go. Zero finds the kill that's needed. But they really haven't got time for this. The bomb's still out in the open. I think this is all over for GamerLegion. Alternate attacks should be able to take this round, but they're going to be able to do exactly that. They even take... Oh, are they going to take error off the time here? Yes, they do.
Oh,
no money for error.
Stefan tries... Well, sorry, it's Scrunk who tries for the knife, for the second knife attempt of the round, and he would have gotten it as well, but you could see Stefan was like, listen, man, I'm not letting my AK go to waste just so that you can knife this Orpo. I need to protect my weapon. And as cool as it would have been, they do decide to preserve the AK in the end, because check out that CT economy, just wasting 1 kill trying to knife that orb has forced, you know, players like Scrunk and Cressy down onto FAMASs. These guys would have much better rifles had they not wasted those opportunities, and they're up against the GamerLegion buy with full firepower. So the mistake there in the latter stage to just rush into Era's orb with a knife has actually cost alternate attacks an effective rifle.
It really has, and in a round like this, where GamerLegion have got some cash built up, they can bounce right back into this one. A full buy from them, 4 AKs and an AWP to work with. They can certainly go right back the other way, take this one, bring it into a 7-4 scoreline. Alternate attacks certainly looking to deny that, but in order to do so, these key players need to hit their shots, and as the rotation comes in towards B, Skrunk's going to be deemed redundant by that smoke. Actually pushes through it though. Support's on the site. It's all a big bamboozle from GamerLegion as they start to head back over towards A, but that's certainly not the right call because there's still 3 men patiently waiting to shut this down.
Oh, look at that grenade! Ridiculous amounts of damage, well over 100 HP eaten up by it, softening up this T side for the FAMAS of Cressy, and the rifle of Meerbit in the pit. He holds left click, finds his second kill, and through smoke he's hunting for Era. Once again, the Swedish sniper is left in a 1 versus 3 on this bomb site. Takes out the bomb to force the aggression, but he can't flick quick enough with his sniper. 8-3 lead for the Germans, and GamerLegion, they've been missing for a long time here. They need to start stepping up and streak. If they don't get a minimum of 6 rounds on this T side, I think it could all be over.
That was a very, very nice setup from alternate attacks. They have that triangle formation. They just make sure that it doesn't completely break. As long as Meerbit's still alive there, there's really nothing that GamerLegion can bring into that round. And that nade to add insult to injury early on as well does a huge amount of damage. Alternate attacks now definitely back in the driving seat. Full buy just up against these pistols. They should be able to put themselves onto 9. And that's a dangerous scoreline at 9-3. Well, the T said they need to start racking up some more rounds. Otherwise, they're not going to leave themselves enough to play with in the second half.
You're absolutely right. Smoke's going down. These pistols don't have firepower, but they do have utility. Look at the damage. Again dealt by that CT nade damage, though. Look at it go. Zero will only get 1 kill onto Meerbit, and he's such low HP, just 4 left as his teammates take him down, and Cressy cleans up the site with a quad kill. 9-3 earned by alternate attacks, and GamerLegion, outside of these couple of successful B-site hits, they've looked completely lost so far on Inferno, and it appears to be mirroring their efforts over on the T-side of Mirage right now.
It's a little bit shaky from Meerbit there, but look at this. Cressy staying alive, picking up the pieces. Really nice kills towards the end there. Making sure they don't get overwhelmed by those pistols. But now we're seeing an even buy. First time we've really seen this in a little while, where both sides have had an AWP, both sides have actually had the full rifles and not been at the deficit of SMGs or FAMASs. Scrunk has actually gone down to an MP9, but he could have upgraded if he wanted to. So really by choice, He sits on that SMG, and Meerbit getting aggressive gets punished for it. Man advantage for GamerLegion, but it gets stripped away from them seconds later by Cressy. A 4 versus 4 now for them to work with, but Era on this angle should be able to connect this AWP shot if Slacks continues to peek round it. But now it's not looking like he's going to do so.
He's going to hold passively. Slacks for the boiler exits. He's definitely tempted at swinging around there, but that's exactly what GamerLegion are waiting for. That whole peak from Slacks is what GamerLegion are hoping they can build this whole execution off of. Just a tiny bit of A aggression they can use to explode into the site. And look how aggressive aTTaX are as well. Over on Banana, they're going to be wrapping straight into mid. Slacks hits the first shot onto Adam and retreats into that A bomb site as the mid flank comes through alongside the A rotation. Slacks still fires out though before falling. This time GamerLegion finally have control of a site. They need to hold on to it though.
Very nice. 2 kills from Slacks there. Brings it into a very doable 2-on-2. Skrunk coming in from short. He's got up close and personal. That flash is going to allow him to charge onto the site. He deals a whole load of damage but can't convert it. And now it's Stefan. He's got the info on both the players by the looks of things. He's just worried about this pit player. As soon as he makes the noise here, he's expecting the peak to come through, but that's not going to be the case. He's only going to peek on the contact, and therefore he has to take this fight. Finds himself the first, but gets tagged down to low HP in the process, and just has to tap this bomb and hope that Rusty goes for the peak. He does go for the late peak, but he lands the headshot as well. And GamerLegion put themselves onto 4, and that AWP is retrieved and actually taken into the next round as the bomb can't quite explode in time.
Well, at least the sniper is saved for the German side. They'll be able to get a full buyout in the penultimate round of this half. And really, if they don't win it, it will be the 9-6 scoreline for GamerLegion you'd have to expect, as they'd be down onto pistols to work with in the last of the half. So this isn't a totally disastrous scoreline for the GamerLegion side. They can still turn this into a workable 9-6 as they switch on to the easier CT half of this map. However, they do need to convert these next 2 rounds. I have very little faith against an alternate aTTaX T side here on Inferno if they had an 11-4 lead.
They've got weapons to work with in this one. They want to try and push themselves over onto double digits. Slacks with this AWP in the right place at the right time again, but he gets flashed off. Needs to connect the shot and actually does so. Gets away with his life as well as he's peeking out for more. The issue is his teammate's fallen and he has all the work to do right now. Spams through the box, can't quite deny the plant. Does do damage though. And now he needs to just wait for the rotations to come in. His teammates to support on this retake. They seem to be taking their sweet time. Are they actually going for a save call here? No way the alternates actually cut their losses and fall back. Oh my goodness, Error, what was that?
Stealing an AWP at the end of the round. Maybe it has to go back for that sniper if they're going to call this save. It's not really worth it for 2 FAMASs and an 4. But they have nothing to bring into the last round of the half. Their argument here is if we try and go for this 4-on-4 retake, the odds are that GamerLegion win it with 1 or so players alive, 1 or 2 players, if you play the trade game on the way in, right? They go for that engagement then. GamerLegion still have a buy in the last round of the half, and they have no weapons to use in this round because there's no money available. Instead, they think, listen, it's just not worth it. Even if it's a 50-50 that we win the round, the odds that we have no pistols to work with in the next virtually make it a 100% guarantee that GamerLegion are going to get 5 on the board anyway. So instead of making it more likely that we fall away from 5 and then 6 at the end of the half, let's lose 5 early and have a better chance to fight for 6 when we have the guns.
Not a bad call at all, and actually considering that this scoreline is shaping up to be relatively close, the scoreboard's certainly not showing it. Cressy sitting 19-7 right now, a huge performance from him, and no one on the GamerLegion side pushing into double digits yet.
Just not quite been able to activate. Zero, a player who was seemingly waned in effectiveness as the series have gone forward. He was great towards the start of Mirage and particularly on Overpass as well, but as things have continued, he seems to have quieted down at least here now on the T side of Inferno. Era's AWP fragging out is definitely something you like to see, and it is going to be An important factor when GamerLegion switch on to the CT side of the map, as it is a more important weapon to utilize on that defensive side of things. And to be honest with you, this is at least a decent showing from the GamerLegion side. After they lost 11 rounds straight on Mirage, I had the expectation they'd come into this and just be completely floundering about on Inferno. At least they've put up a competitive fight on their T side.
Definitely are. Slack still being super consistent with this AWP. Can't quite connect the shot this round. But he stays alive, and if he can win this contest with error, it could certainly turn the tides. 10-5 half is what they're looking for, and a nice off angle from Cressy to find the first. Gives them a very, very favourable position to convert this one. Look at this positioning right now. He somehow just crept through enemy lines. He's able to get himself a free kill in the process. The issue is it's only Stefan that falls, and he's the man with the MP9. Info now being relayed, and the FAMAS able to wreak havoc. What on earth is this? It's all fallen apart.
Scrunk, the lowest fragger so far for alternate aTTaX. Obviously, the coach turned captain, and he's able to hold left click to maximum effectiveness in that round. The FAMAS finds the two most impactful kills you'll ever look for. And listen, while Scrunk isn't ever really there on the scoreboard, he's doing so much work. It's most noticeable perhaps here on Banana. The utility he deploys and the space he makes just makes so much impact for his side. But even though he's not on the scoreboard, he's definitely helping out the team in other ways here. Now, alternate aTTaX, Adam's found one of the two defending players, and Slacks is careful to aggress in case Adam pushes back into him on that B side. There's no time to commit, and Cressy finds the kill. 10-5 half secured by the Germans, as they need 6 now to advance to the playoffs and avoid elimination.
That was really the key play there. Scrunk finding those 2 kills, and then, well, Rusty had to go huge from behind there, and as he gets taken out by the AWP, that's actually a fantastic shot for Slacks to hit. Means that there's nothing GamerLegion can do in that round, and if alternate aTTaX can take this pistol round, they can definitely run away with this one. If GamerLegion, however, can take it, they've got a good opportunity to close this gap, keep a competitive game on our hands, and contest the series. They just have to make sure that they eliminate these key players. Cressy is going huge right now, sitting 21-7 after the first half. And Slacks, despite the fact that the numbers aren't as substantial as Cressy's, for example, he has been very consistent on that AWP. Hitting that, he seems to actually hit that opening shot almost every time he has that AWP to work with. He'll either get aggressive and find them an opening pick and then get traded, or he'll just hold the line, find himself one, fall back, and then either save or they go for the retake later on in the round. Either way, a really, really integral part of alternate aTTaX successes so far.
Hit the nail on the head with that one, as we are in a technical pause at the moment. It does look like just waiting for Mezzi to get back to his PC and ready to go after the end of that half-time break. In GamerLegion, the pistol, you have to feel it's vital here, especially with alternate aTTaX on the T side of Inferno. While it's more difficult overall in terms of the distribution of success on the map, when you look at alternate aTTaX's win rate on that T side, they actually slightly prefer it to their CT side of things. And if they can get momentum going by winning an early pistol, converting following rounds, they're in control of the pace. GamerLegion aren't in control of their own economy, and it's a very quick opportunity then for the Germans to shut this map down. So the pistol is just so important for GamerLegion. If they want even a chance to fight back into it, they need to look for the win here.
Well, they're on the CT side. They've definitely got that ever so slight advantage on a map like an Inferno. Still a lot of work to be done, though, especially against an alternate aTTaX side that have got a lot of momentum built up. Okay, the rounds that they've taken, it's not like they've just strung together loads in a row and they've come off the back of like 6, 7, 8 rounds in a row that they've won. It actually, especially towards the end, was relatively back and forth. But they're still 10-5 up, and that's a pretty daunting scoreline if you're GamerLegion right now in this third map. 4 men stacking up over towards the A site early. They will get that early information as well as Rusty connects to first. No trade potential in so far. And they are set up perfectly for this. Look at these headshots coming through. This is perfect for GamerLegion.
Era's still allowed to live as well on 1 HP. He falls away in 0. Finding that shot on to Cressy, it works out beautifully, and just 2 players left for alternate attacks to try and crack into the A bomb site. But they found 2 kills, at least brought it into a 2-on-3 scenario now, and they might take the bomb out and go B. They might be cautious that there could be mid-aggression occurring, but Mirbit's made his way into those apartments, and now they definitely have options.
0 needed to connect that shot, and as he gets dinked, this actually comes down to nearly an effective 2v2. The issue is that both of these players are relatively low. It doesn't matter all too much on the pistol round. Everyone's really aiming for the head at this point anyway. That grenade on Mezzi could come into play a little bit later in the round, especially as he's the man rotating over towards B. He gets the timing right on it. It could be huge, but instead he goes for the shots and gets dinked as well. Alternate attacks have somehow wriggled their way back into this round, got the bomb plant, and it's now very, very doable.
They're playing off of each other, though, which means it's all contact and informational based. They've got 2 low HP players to find, but Rusty's obviously surely going to be the first man in with all the health to work with. He just had his teammates fall apart, and Mirbit's headshot him as well. No, GamerLegion, that's not supposed to happen. What on earth was that? A 2 versus 5. The alternate attacks are able to win in the pistol. They just lose control of that on the CT side.
Absolutely perfect as well there at the end from Mirbit. Landing himself 3 headshots too, so the fact that those 2 players are actually low HP didn't even come into play. Really, really perfect stuff coming out there from alternate attacks. And with GamerLegion forcing up into this one, they're playing a very, very dangerous game. If they can't convert this, they allow their opponents to get onto 13. And as Era goes for those early shots with the scout, can't really connect anything. Still hungry for this frag, but they're just toying with him right now, poking their head up, keeping him busy. A lot of early damage being dealt, and it's now Rusty to try and convert these kills, gets himself the first and the second. That's exactly what GamerLegion needed, and now they're in the driving seat in this round. They should be able to convert it, but I don't want to speak too soon because, I mean, this is what happened last round, isn't it? The 5 versus 2 situation, it should be their round all said and done, and then somehow they let it all fall apart.
The AKs with the firepower advantage. It's about cleanly getting into the site. If a Deagle finds 1 more kill here on B, GamerLegion probably win this one out. That smoke is perfect for the GamerLegion side as well. As the smoke goes over to Coffins to try and bait out some rotations from the A site, it really doesn't work out. Cressy's just going to have to probe this side of the map solo to see whether he can draw players in as the AKs target that B bomb site. He might himself even try and creep through arch side, but they look like they're trying to boost over the top of this smoke to take him down. They found it as well, and are going to start to rotate into B. It's the wrong call here, completely for GamerLegion.
That was really smart stuff. To boost over that smoke, and yeah, just completely caught alternate attacks off guard. Mirbit now in an impossible situation. He tries to hold down the plant, and it's not going to work out for him whatsoever. Era upgrades to an AK, and GamerLegion, that's actually a really, really strong round from them. They had to pull that one off, and if they didn't, as I say, they go 13-5 down. They really don't leave them with enough rounds to play with, and well, they've got 8 to level things back up, whereas now they've taken it. They're within 5 of their opponents, and I mean, their opponents have still got 5 rounds to take as well to close this one out, so it gives them some leg room to work with. They should be able to take this next one too. Alternate attacks actually forced into this. They're just down to the Deagles, and in the next round they'll have no money as well.
I realised in that last round I said it was the wrong call from GamerLegion. I meant the right call. Absolutely brilliant work from them on that B site. And I think from alternate attacks there, as soon as you lose the 2 early men, with 3 players left alive, you don't really want to be sending someone over to lurk anyway, because when there's 2 players attacking a bomb site, as soon as the first guy dies, yes, you can play for refrag and, you know, theoretically get the first kills, but as soon as that first guy goes down, your refrag potential is removed. If all three are going in, there's way better of an opportunity for them to be able to try and take that round, I feel. And if they didn't push one player over to A, the rotation wouldn't have gone on to B, because it wouldn't have been so obvious that they were trying to fake that A site. Now with the Deagles, they're struggling to get any work done against this GamerLegion full buy. And realistically, they had an opportunity to shut the door early, but similarly to what their opponents allowed them, they've given GamerLegion room to come back.
Of course, we have that bird's eye view of the map, which gives us huge insight on what's going on, but you are absolutely right. Last round, they had a 3-on-2 heading over towards B. One of those players on B was very low as well. I think it's about 15 HP. So they had a very, very good chance if they just ploughed into that B site, ignored that the smoke was there, flashed through it. They would have had a good chance in that round to level out the numbers, get the bomb down, and try and convert it. Instead, though, they find themselves ahead by 4. The issue is they're just down to an eco, so GamerLegion should be able to put themselves onto 8, and in the process, rack up some money behind them. That can be very dangerous, because that means that you're only leading by 3, your opponents have got plenty of money in the bank, and you effectively have to win your next buy round to stay in the lead here, which they shouldn't really be in this position, considering they're in the top 5 half.
Mirbit left alone now with the Glock. Can't get any damage done with this, surely not. He'll be taken down by Adam. On the CT side, GamerLegion have an opportunity to build momentum and make up for their mistakes there on Mirage. They still have the opportunity, very much so, to come out and win this series. 3 rounds in order to tie it up to 11 apiece, but alternate attacks with the first full buy of the T side now. We'll have to see what they have in the back pocket.
They can pull this off, it'd be absolutely huge. GamerLegion, they are going for the bonus right now. They've got plenty of money in the bank to buy up into the next. And, well, by winning the last couple of rounds, they've given themselves a couple to play with. So, they lose this, it's not the end of the world, but Zero gets super aggressive, able to find the first. Cressy can trade it. This isn't looking all too bad for GamerLegion right now. This was, of course, their worst map, and we really counted them out of this early on. But they're showing us a relatively strong performance right now as they continue to maintain control of this area. Error with this AWP, dancing around this smoke. He fires off a shot right now. He could go big, and as the smoke starts to dissipate, he spots the first, gets the kill. Does get traded, but Adam's here to pick up the pieces as he finds one more. A 2-on-2 now. Plenty of time on the clock for alternate attacks to work with, but their positions are known, and Mezzy and Rusty are eager for these kills. Mezzy on the site, it comes down into a 2 versus 1, but Rusty comes out on top. GamerLegion actually take the 9th. Huge, huge stuff. Trades just going back and forth, and it ends up in a 1-on-1 situation.
Absolutely.
Very, very big round for GamerLegion there.
Brilliant from them. In that 2-on-2 situation, it was Scrunk and Stefan left alive, and the in-game leader had been struggling in terms of frags all day, so you really needed Stefan to do the heavy lifting, and when they didn't peek around that corner, Mezzy was able to deal with the important player and do his bit to help win that clutch. 11-9, alternate attacks down onto pistols and SMGs. It's incredibly feasible for GamerLegion to come back into this map now. Alternate attacks, desperate not to throw their lead away as they charge again into this A-bomb site.
As the flash comes through on short, Zero is absolutely perfect. He's able to find one. Does a lot of damage onto the second, but unfortunately the flash didn't flash both of the players. And it's 1-for-1 trades for now. Mezzy does turn it in his favour with the first kill, but it continues to be traded. And Stefan right now, a 2 versus 1 with the Tech 9. His position's known. He's on borrowed time, and GamerLegion put themselves onto double digits. It's now 11-10. After a 10-5 half from alternate attacks, they then took the pistol round. They were 11-5 up, on track to go 12. And instead, they throw it away, and GamerLegion are now within 1 round. This is very, very close. We could even potentially be seeing an overtime on this 3rd map. GamerLegion have really come out hot and surprised me today. All they need to make sure they do is if they do win these next few rounds and they do get onto 14-15, they have to learn to close it out. It's something they've struggled with in the last couple, and now they're losing this early man advantage on error. They need to keep applying this pressure that they have been, and as Rusty trades it out, oh, it's just going back and forth right now. No team seems to be able to find multi-kills and pull ahead.
Rusty, that was a real mistake. Going for that second peek there. Swinging right through the smoke when they're already spamming you. You're on 30 HP, trying to retreat. Why on earth would you just walk back into the T-side crosshairs there? The overextension has given aTTaX what they've been hunting for throughout this half, which is the man advantage, and now they can convert that into a route directly into this A bomb site. GamerLegion with 2 left alive, they don't even think they can retake this one. Adam needs to back away and save his rifle with Mezzi as they save forward into this next round. That's all it takes is the lost banana play to make space on A, and the German side have found a T-side gun round now, and GamerLegion with 2 rifles saved forward will be able to get a buyout in the next. They need to fear for their economy, because if the Germans take the lead now and start to build momentum, that would be really horrible after GamerLegion have put all this effort into coming back.
It really would, but it would show that aTTaX can maintain composure and come out on top in these high pressure situations. It really feels like in the last 2 maps, GamerLegion, they came out very far ahead. They then sort of just started to let it throw away, whereas aTTaX, when they're down, they've kept the composure, they've brought it back, they've got themselves into this 3rd map when they really shouldn't have been able to take Mirage, and now they're in a situation where, okay, they've thrown a few rounds, but they seem to have bounced back off of it quite well, come in and taken a very convincing round. Now they're on the front foot again. There is going to be another buy through for GamerLegion. It's actually going to be a full buy. Considering they saved those 2 rifles, they have got enough to work with. aTTaX. Oh, they need to take this one. If they can't, they've actually got money behind them, so they will be able to buy into another. But if GamerLegion want to keep this one competitive, they need to make sure to not allow aTTaX to extend this gap again.
So much pressure on either side in this round. You're right in the aTTaX, they have about 2 chances, this one and the next round, to really take the lead and try and break that GamerLegion economy. And GamerLegion, they know it themselves that the success the German side have been having is all over on that A bomb site. aTTaX have never really been able to get into B on their T side and successfully hold, other than in that pistol round, and that even started out with an A execution. So the Germans, they're going to use Cressy to try and fake out on this side of the map and then hit hard the B bomb site. The rotations have been called early from GamerLegion though. As an opening smoke's dropped, it does have a little bit of a gap in it, but players have arrived to defend now. It's all about Cressy and whether he can find an early kill on the A site. If he can't, it's just going to be stacked up in B.
Oh, error on that angle. Have to hit a flick to find him, but as his teammates are charging into the B site, it's looking like it's GamerLegion on top. Error takes out Cressy on the lurk, and now they're just getting completely mowed down. Stefan does find himself 1. It's looking like it's going to be Mezzi next in line, but that's not the case. Mezzi comes out on top. GamerLegion put themselves onto 11. Retain that AWP as well and keep 4 guys alive. So going into round number 24, they've got 2 AKs to work with. They've got a full buy. They will be faced up against the same from aTTaX, but if they can do that again, they might just be able to break their opponent's economy and pull out ahead for, I think, the first time this game. I don't think they've been in the lead at all this map.
I don't think so either, and Slacks has found Adam this time early to try and make sure that doesn't happen. Very nearly punishes Era, who's got an AWP in hand as well. That would have been a brilliant effort. Oh, instead it's Era who lands the tag and looks to clean up the kill with a nade. Maybe it has to back away, but it's a contact play from aTTaX. They want to charge straight into the A site now. They know they have the man advantage within it. Era at close, though, is firing out with that AWP, and he knows where the second player is and takes him down as well. Cressy eventually opens up with a massive double AK headshot, and Mezzi through the smoke is cleaned down as well. Rusty trying to come back in, but it'd be a 1 versus 3 here with Slacks up close. His AWP denies 13-11. Is that the crippling blow dealt to GamerLegion's economy? Not just yet.
0. Had to find at least one there on that alternate attacks portion. Well, that sea of smokes made that very, very difficult. GamerLegion, they are going for the force into this one, but it's not great, is it? Very, very limited utility. 3 M4s, a scout, a CZ on Adam. And if they lose this one, they have no money behind them. Alternate attacks can put themselves on to 15. And then they're contesting for the overtime, but I clearly spoke too soon. Error, using that scout as if it's an AWP, finding that early pick, gives them that man advantage. Unfortunately for him, though, that weapon is in no man's land. No retrieving that one, so he's still just down to the scout.
So vital to land that headshot, though. Brilliant work. And look at the time that's eaten up. Alternate attacks. They're just playing passively, creeping up banana now. And hoping they can wander into this B-bomb site. They've left Cressy in second mid to try and deal with these rotations. But it's going to all be on this 3-on-2 attack in the B-bomb site. Rusty here alongside Mezzy. 2 M4A4s and a smoke gun flash alongside the rotation which is coming through from Era at, sadly, the wrong moment. They creep over to B with that scout, but he looks to be turning around in time, actually, and making his way into A to hold out for those rotations. Alternate attacks with 30 seconds left to go. They've never really hit the B bomb site, and I think GamerLegion are just reading that now.
They clearly are. They head over towards the center side. Adam with the CC. Well, there was a chance that that boost could work out and they could shut it down, but it didn't at all. They got mowed down. Scout couldn't do anything either. And as the bomb goes down, alternate attacks, this is their round, all said and done. GamerLegion, they have to go for the save here. But bringing those rifles into the next doesn't really do a whole lot for you. They have to go for an eco. They can't force around these rifles next round. It'd be very, very foolish if they did. But they're just going to have 2 M4s to work with in the next round. Just some pistols, possibly some Kevlar, but I highly doubt it. Alternate attacks now put themselves onto 14, and in the next round have a fantastic opportunity to put themselves onto match point as long as they don't choke it.
And this is where we really perhaps get to see the difference between a side that's been together a long time and is cohesive, has its strategies together, and a side that is slightly newer and still figuring things out. At 14, alternate attacks have the opportunity to close out map point, something that GamerLegion were just fundamentally unable to accomplish over on Mirage, and it looked very difficult for them to accomplish on Overpass as well, although they did get it done over there. 2 M4s and 3 unarmored, unupgraded pistols to defend against map point. Quad nade into the sandbags does no damage. It's going to be a quick hit of the B bomb site as Cressy is found on the lurker as A.
Mezzy needs to go huge as the only rifle on the site, and he can't find himself anything. That's going to be the B site secured, and pretty much this round over. Alternate attacks get themselves onto match point. GamerLegion are actually just going to fall right back and go for the save call. They know that they're not going to have a huge amount of money going into the next. It will, of course, be enough, but unlikely that an AWP will be available. By saving these 2 rifles, it means that they can maximize the amount of utility that they can get on each player. Make this balance out well. The issue is it allows their opponents to get onto match point. 15 to 11 alternate attacks will now sit, and we need to see perfect counter-strike from GamerLegion for them to find 4 in a row and pull this back to OT.
That's going to be a very difficult job to get done on Inferno here. Yes, they're on the easier CT side, but their opponents have momentum on their side. Alternate attacks with 4 out of the last 5 rounds in their back pocket, and they don't show any signs of slowing either. They've got cash in the bank for days. to buy up into the next round and maybe even the one after the loss bonus grows as well. So GamerLegion, you're right, you used the perfect phrase. It needs to be perfect Counter-Strike in, at minimum, the next 2 gun rounds to try and force their way up onto 15. There's no AWP available, no sniper for Era to be utilizing, and that's allowed Slacks to get aggressive.
Slacks up close. The flash going to allow him to peek. He is wary of a crossfire here, so he doesn't want to get over aggressive, but GamerLegion have taken a huge amount of control over towards Banana. His deep smoke is in, Rusty's on the other side of it, and he could go huge here if timing works out in his favor. But now aTTaX not really taking a whole lot of control. They've actually sort of gone back into their shell, headed right back towards T ramp. It's looking like they want to try and take Banana back when that smoke dissipates, but for now, GamerLegion just re-smoking it, biding the time. 58 seconds on the clock now. They start to fall off of Banana. They're not leaving aTTaX a lot of time to work with. Now the flash has come over. Banana's been retaken. But GamerLegion, they've done what was needed. They've just taken that part of control for the first minute of the round, run down the clock, and put pressure on their opponents to now aggress.
They have to hit the A bomb site, aTTaX now, and there are 3 players stacked up and waiting to defend it. Era's found the first kill and dropped the bomb. Zero's opened up with a headshot of his own. Mirbit's replied with 1, but there's still a crossfire in the A bomb site to look for. Slacks has found a kill with his AWP, but Zero takes down the sniper, and Mirbit, this 1-on-3, looks unaccomplishable from his perspective. Gets it done onto Mirbit, does Zero, standing tall in the A bomb site and winning the first gun round for GamerLegion. And you're absolutely right there about that Banana control, because when there is just 1 minute left on the clock, when GamerLegion do give Banana away, they have no smokes left across their entire side. So if aTTaX choose to attack that B bomb site, the likelihood they're going to take it is so high, they don't have to worry about being smoked off in the late round scenario. They can deploy utility to cut off the CT defenders, and they'd have smashed right into the bomb site. But that aggressive positioning instead funneled aTTaX into the triple man setup on A and allowed GamerLegion to win the round. Now they have an AWP available, but it's B that aTTaX want to go more aggressive into.
Scrum going big to find that first kill, but the flash from Adam's absolutely perfect, so the trade can come in. It's Mezzy to find it. The top Banana smoke goes down, and actually aTTaX start to fall off of it. They don't want to aggress any further there. They somewhat walked into a stack that's still available. They're playing a 2-2 setup. The beauty of Inferno is you don't really need to play anyone contesting mid, but Stefan finds that opener, gives him that man advantage. Mezzy needs to trade it, he doesn't exactly that, but if he falls here, it opens up the B site, and he can't find any more than the one. Slacks finds it, a man advantage now, and as, oh my goodness, Era just charges straight through the smoke and goes for a no-scope. This is all over for GamerLegion right now, unless Zero can do something massive.
That play, single-handedly, is just, you could argue, thrown the whole map away from GamerLegion here. They go from having a 2-on-3, AWP and M4 available to work in tandem together with little amounts of utility, sure, but a chance to get into the B bomb site. Instead, Era thinks it would be too difficult, so he runs out on his own and tries to get a no-scope of all things. That is the definition of a gamble, and he just does not manage to hit it. Cressy with the AK finds the final shots